Hey guys, Mitch here from Planted Places. Today, I'm going to show you how to assemble your planted wall. So first things first, you got to unbox your planted wall. It comes in 3 different boxes, so if you don't have all 3 yet, that's okay. The rest should arrive in the next day or 2. In box number 3, you'll find the water basin, and inside the water basin, you'll find the tools that you need to build the frame. Now let's build the frame. There are kind of 3 main parts. There's, of course, your base, there's the wall itself, and then there are your uprights, which are the bridge between them. There are 2 hardware kits that come with your planted wall shipment. One is for the base assembly, and one is for the upper frame. We're going to start with the base assembly. In the base assembly hardware kit, there's 4 screws, 4 washers, and an Allen wrench. You're going to rest the uprights on the base just like this and make sure those holes are lined up. Then put your screws through the washers and you're ready to start screwing in the uprights. Make sure your screws go in straight. If they're at all crooked, it's going to be a problem. It's easiest to start with your fingers, but eventually you want to start rotating the screw with the actual Allen wrench. Keep going until it's really tight and snug. After you've screwed in both uprights, you're going to want to move on to the upper frame hardware kit. It's very similar to the first one. It has 2 screws, 2 washers, and another Allen wrench. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to set a wall on top. As you can see, there's a little hole on this beam that's inside of the larger beam, and that's where we're going to line up the hole that's on the upper frame. Then you grab your other hardware kit and repeat the same process as last time, remembering to put the screw through the washer first. Be sure to use the Allen wrench provided in the upper frame hardware kit, as the one you used previously won't fit these larger screws. And there you go, it's as easy as that. You'll be pleased to notice how light it is. The wheels can lock and unlock, slides around easily, and it's resilient. Move your wall to your sunniest outdoor space and get your water basin. Place it on your bottom frame on the same side of the wall as those clips on the upper frame. Snap in the emitter at the top and the filter in the middle. Now it's time to add water to your water basin. So you're going to grab your hose, you're going to put it into the hose attachment. It's helpful to rotate it the opposite direction first, counterclockwise. Get it nice and snug. Alternatively, you can just stick your hose in from the top of the basin. The only catch of doing it this way is it won't automatically stop the water flow once the basin is full, so you'll have to keep an eye on it yourself. Now that you've set up the frame as well as the water basin, it's time to turn your attention towards the plants. Remember, your seedlings will arrive in a separate shipment directly from our growers. They're scheduled to arrive at a later date than your planted wall, allowing you the time to build your wall and find a nice sunny spot for it, if possible. This way, your plants can have a home as soon as they arrive. They'll be thirsty and in need of sunlight, so the first thing you want to do as soon as they arrive is lay them out in the sun and give them a nice soak from your hose. Then you can start placing them in the hex pots. Once placed, fold the biodegradable bag over the rim of the hex pot and press down on the soil so it's nice and compact. You don't want loose soil dropping from your wall. Your hex pots have a little hook on the back or the bottom, depending on how you orient it, that clip into those square holes on the planted wall. It's best to do these from the bottom up, as it's much easier to clip on a pot without there being another one on top of it. You'll want to put your herbs on first at the bottom, as they'll get less water and more shade down there. Herbs are much more resilient than lettuces and leafy greens, so they don't need as much light and water. Once your plants are all up, it's time to clip in the water irrigators to the pots at the top of your wall. Be sure to face the emitters downwards towards the soil and rotate the green flags to be parallel with the spout, opening the water flow. Make sure these on the side that you're not using are rotated to be perpendicular with the stream. Otherwise, water will come out of these as well. And as for these guys, make sure it's parallel with the irrigation line. So after you've clipped your irrigation in, you can plug in your wall. And now the pump's running. You'll notice that slowly the water will be dripping down. Once this soil is nice and moist, it'll start dripping down on this level and so on until reaching the basin again. These biodegradable bags can be hydrophobic. You'll see that the water is actually flowing over the bag on top of the hex pot, and then it drips down over here. It'll look like this guy is getting watered, but that's actually coming from around the back, sliding down the plastic, and everything in between is missing the water as well. You'll want to kind of just rub around and push down in this area, and hopefully it'll start soaking into the soil through the bag instead of sliding right off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. From here, our specialized soil pretty much takes care of the plants itself. All you need to do really is plug in your wall anytime you notice the soil drying up, leaving it on only until the plants at the very bottom of the wall start dripping back into the basin. The frequency at which you'll water your plants completely depends on your local weather and environment. If one plant in particular is drier than the rest, or wilting, simply pop it off, and water it the old-fashioned way. That's what I did to this bok choy right here just yesterday when it was wilting pretty bad. But luckily, thanks to our specialized soil, it was back in health just in time for dinner. And let me tell you, it made a delicious addition to my fried rice. Nothing like you'll taste from a grocery store or even a restaurant. This wall is only 3 weeks old and I'm already using the plants for my meals. At the rate it's growing, I'll be having huge salads next week. Anyhow, now that you're a planted wall owner like myself, you are also a planted VIP member, which means you have access to special trainings, workshops, chef interviews, and 15% off all products on our site forever. Keep an eye on your inbox for more info about the Planted VIP membership. Lastly, on behalf of the whole Planted Places team, I want to thank you for purchasing the Planted Wall. We recognize that it can all be a bit daunting, but you've taken a huge step, not just for your own health, but the planet's health as well. So again, thank you for supporting Planted Places' mission. Take care and happy planting.